I am Couch Goop, and this is number 11 of the top couch co-op and split-screen PlayStation 4 games. We're looking at the intro to Lara Croft Tomb Raider 1 on PlayStation 1, and I was gobsmacked by these graphics. Gobsmacked! It is actually genuinely quite difficult to tell what's going on, but back then we didn't care. This game was very large on a graphical prowess. When it came out, it was kind of the thing, and it was pushing the little PlayStation 1 to the maximum. But more importantly, it starred a brand new character that we'd all seen on the fronts of the magazines with glasses on and the funny spiky chin.
No, Miss Jacqueline Natla does. From Natla Technologies.
That does not sound like a forced southern drawl at all. And the tech, the tubular build of her and all of the NPCs is not that big a jump from 1987's Money for Nothing video. I was thinking tech had not gone on that far in those years.
Vast mountain ranges to cover, sheer walls of ice.
Why are you telling us all this? Well, I want to make it clear that the Lara Croft series or any Tomb Raider game were never couch co-op. It was never a focus, and it was so cool to see this weird isometric come out called Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris.
In Egyptian mythology, the god King Osiris unified the kingdoms and ruled with wisdom and justice.
A very solid promotion on 4 people. Even on 2 people, this game splits up the kind of tasks and equipment that you have to both players equally, meaning that the puzzles involve everybody. It's very clever, and it's one of the few twin sticks, because it technically is, that I can cope with that's puzzle heavy. There's a few reasons for that. They're very well designed, and they have a visual appeal to their solution, and it's quite cool, quite Indiana Jonesy, being in these Egyptian temples, scarabs running around, and just working out switches, environments, and using the different elements and moves that the 2 characters have. What you saw just then we'll come back to in a minute, alright? Don't worry about all those lines on the screen. I want to talk about the inventory system and how detailed it is with slots and points and loads of different choice of equipment. It's very RPG focused in that direction, not a shallow twin stick puzzler by any stretch. So the split of equipment works first of all on the projectile weapon. So someone will have the staff which fires a beam and it's used to sort of hurt enemies and work out puzzles. So you'll always need the other person to sort of get rid of these orbs. The game really leans on hidden areas and hidden items and very cool bits of equipment, or a nice amulet that's going to give you a buff in a direction, hidden all over all of the levels right from the get-go. You're immediately thinking there's replay here. The second bit of strange equipment is like a triangle bomb that you put down and then detonate with a second hit. It's hella satisfying in combat, and you've both got them. They can be quite dangerous. Also, the person with the staff can turn into like a solid block sphere, which allows you one sort of jump up a level notch when they change into that form, giving the other player access to like higher jumps or levels that weren't a thing before. And playing this on your own and jostling with all of those mechanics is pretty damn daunting. It's quite clever how they've managed it, and of course when there's 4 people on screen, everyone knows their role. It's very cool when a puzzle comes up because people are rallying to provide a solution. Anyways, what's going on? I haven't even seen a single gun get fired yet. And that's where it's got me. It's got flawless range combat and some amazing like skeletal monster-like Egyptian creatures coming at you all the time. The shooting mechanics are solid. It feels a little bit like the Ascent. You know what you're capable of, what your range is. There's no real friendly fire unless you're putting those bombs down, and they integrate a lot of the projectile weaponry and bombs into the puzzle. At no point does this feel like you're playing a little, AA or indie game. It feels so polished and so interesting. There's so much going on screen with the colours and the bullets and the power-ups and your loadouts. You feel your buffs working on different amulets that you've slotted in. It's kind of incredible, really. It also promotes mixing things up a lot, and it will put you into a chase scene all of a sudden. It will move the camera around. There'll be a giant crocodile coming after you. It doesn't stop with keeping you guessing about what the hell is it going to do to you next. And here's a great working example of your third sort of puzzle solution provider, or PSP. It's like a winch/rope thing. It's very cool how you implement it. You fire it over gaps. Only Lara has it, so you have to work with each other to see how you're going to get other places. You can pull someone up with it or lower them down. It's a very cool idea with traversing ledges. The tension kind of builds. It doesn't snap, they can't fall off. But with everything, I do struggle with a lot of the controls with the game. I'm lecturing Lewis about not dying here, and that's Lewis that makes it through.
Enjoy your final days spent running!
One thing I'm not going to show you on this video is the bosses, the end of level and mid-level bosses. They're extremely story driven and character focused. They have loads of dialogue, it's crazy. The environment works in conjunction with their attacks. Everything's like a huge innate puzzle in itself, so they're very cool. When I first saw footage of this game, I was convinced it was a mobile game. It did get an official console release in the beginning. Praising a mobile phone game is a little bit like being into a piece of music and then realising it was written by Peter Andre. This is also one of the games I recommend playing through on your own. It's very cool, and if you only have someone around, you know, once in a blue moon, it's a perfect one to fire up and get them involved on. You do need a profile, you can't join on the fly, but there's so much back end to your character development. All these different Uzis and weapons. Lara can get new pistols, there's outfits, there's crazy new staffs, and a whole plethora of really cool loot to find. So I did get some lines coming up on the PlayStation 5 version of the game. It's the first time it's ever happened to me with a PlayStation 4 game that I've had an actual visual issue. The game does say, what are you doing playing this from 2014 on your new PlayStation 5? Only when we got to the Uzi, it went a bit weird. All this other footage is PlayStation 5, so I think you're okay. I have been Couch Coop, and I will of course see you down there.